Hello students, I hope you are all fine and in good health. I will now discuss few important samples, solve samples of speech writing. See at the very top it is given speech writing CBSE class 11 example samples topics. Now before I start with discussing few important questions, see I have given a term, I have written a term format. Now, remember three important things while you are about to compose speech writing format. Address the gathering. Suppose you have to use respected principal, teacher, students, good morning. This way, in introduction, or you have to introduce. Speech in 3 or 4 paragraphs. Remember, you have to use paragraphs. Either you use 3 or you use 4. Then another important thing you have to remember, a speech ends with thank you. This part is very important. Many of the students they don't mention it. So finally at the end, after you compose, after you write the entire speech, kindly write thank you. The speaker thanks the listeners for their patient hearing. Now this is very important. What is the significance of thank you? Because the speaker thanks the listeners for a patient hearing. Now, content. Now, in respect of content or according to the occasion, you may include quotations. Organize the speech into introduction, main points, and conclusion. You have to organize it. You have to frame it properly, keeping in mind introduction, main points, and finally conclusion. Language and style should be a mingling of the serious and conversational modes. Language and style, it should be simple, but it has to be engaging, and it has to be written in a serious and conversational mode or tone, because these things you have to keep in mind. But the more you will practice, the more you will go through many solved examples, it will be very much clear to you. Now I am explaining one question. This is a very important one. Let me explain this one first. Question number 1, as I have given, you are Mukesh or Mukta of Surat or Saket. You have been reading the news items on Nithari killings. Write a speech in 120 to 150 words to be given in the morning assembly, stressing the need of keeping a close vigil means a close watch on the antisocial elements of the locality, and taking care of young children of the area so that they don't fall prey to bad characters. Now it is the speech is related with antisocial elements, to keep a check or vigil related with antisocial elements. So how will you start? See, at the very beginning in the center heading is important. I have given crimes against children. See, Mukta is given, Mukesh or Mukta. That one you can write. You can write in the center if you want. You can shift it a bit in the left hand side. So 11A, that is the class and the section. If you wish, you can mention it, or else you can keep it in this way. Now you have to start the introduction very carefully. You have to write at the very beginning, you have to write respected principal, teachers, and dear friends, because you are standing on the podium and you are delivering the speech that is related with keeping a close vigil or a close watch on the growing antisocial elements in the locality. So that is the main concept or the main topic of the speech. Now you are standing on the podium and you are delivering it. So this is your introductory line. The introductory line goes like this: respected principal, teachers, and dear friends. Good morning, I am Mukta of class 11. Section has not been mentioned, you can mention the class. Today I would like to share my views with you on crimes against children. It is a horrifying reality with which we have to contend. Now, definitely in the introductory part, you will give some hint to the audiences or the listeners that what or in which topic you are about to say something. Some recent tragic events have opened our eyes to the magnitude of crimes against children. Crimes against children is going on. Some recent incident happened that actually made us more aware of this horrifying thing. Mostly children are kidnapped for ransom if they are from rich families, or for begging and stealing if they are from ordinary families. Now, kidnapping is done. Obviously, ransom is asked or charged from those families who are very rich, or the children are kidnapped so that they can be utilized for begging and stealing purpose if they are from the poor families. Cases of child abuse are growing in alarming proportions. Now, child abuse, child trafficking, child tortures, these things are growing each and every day, and they are growing in alarming proportions. And that is something matter of great concern for every one of us. See, I have changed the paragraph. I am moving on to the next one. The most disgusting and horrifying of these cases was the one discovered at Noida, where the owner servant team carried out dastardly crimes against children behind closed doors. Investigations are unveiling horrible acts. Now, obviously, newspaper, many such horrible news or disturbing news are being published, so we should be well aware of that. In such a scenario, it is imperative that parents take good care of their children. Children should be trained not to trust strangers. This is a very important line. Children should be trained from the very beginning that they should not trust strangers. The security of a neighborhood depends on the alertness of the citizens. We have a tremendous responsibility towards our youngsters. Now, the security system also should be tight. And because at the end of the day, since we are seniors, we have a tremendous responsibility towards our youngsters or towards our children. Now, at the end, you can write, I hope my words will make you think about the matter. That is the conclusion statement. And finally, you have to write, thank you, as I told you earlier. Now, dear students, another topic that is very, very important, relevant also, I am discussing that one. See the topic. Children usually come to school without taking breakfast in the morning and eat junk food from the school canteen. This habit affects adversely the performance of students in academics and sports. Write a speech in 120 to 150 words to be given in your school assembly about how health is affected by lifestyle. Now, most of the children, they consume junk food that is available in the school canteen. Now, adversely it affects the health of a child. Now, related to that, you have to write a speech. Now, as usual, a title has to be given in the center. See, how health is affected by lifestyle. Now, the title you have given, now you have to start. Respected principal, teachers and my dear friends. Good morning, I am Mamta of 11A. Now, any other name you can give. Manoj, Mamta, Suresh, any name you can give. The main important thing is that how will you execute the entire process related with the format of speech writing. That is main important. I wish to speak to you on a very important matter. I wish to speak to you on how our health is affected by our lifestyle. Now, obviously, you introduce to the listeners that you are about to say on a topic that is related with health and lifestyle and how junk foods are affecting the health and lifestyle of the children. Yesterday, a class 6 student fainted in the assembly. The reason was that she had not taken a breakfast of porridge, fruit and milk. She wanted noodles only with coffee. Now, see the incident. Obviously, if a recent incident happened, you can you can use that incident also, or you can frame up an incident. Here also an incident has been given. A class 6 student fainted in the assembly because she haven't taken the proper healthy diet or breakfast. Instead, she wanted noodles and coffee. Now, these things are very, very harmful for the health of a child. And that was the reason, since she was without food, she haven't taken any food in the morning, she fainted in the assembly. Friends, the breakfast her mother had prepared was nutritious. Obviously, milk, porridge, fruit, all these are nutritious. It would have given her energy for the whole day. Yes, it would have given her enough of energy for the whole day. But unfortunately, she skipped it. Why? Because she wanted to have noodles and coffee. So I repeat, if we fill our stomach meal after meal with junk food, how shall we grow tall and strong? Now, if we take junk food, if we are obsessed with consuming or consumption of junk food, then how can we grow tall and strong? How will we get the energy for mental work? And not only that, how will we get the energy for doing the mental work and all this? We will be stressed out, we will be tired, and sometimes our health will also deteriorate. Like food, rest is an important part of our lifestyle. The modern lifestyle has become so chaotic and competitive for the young children that they don't receive the maximum amount of rest also. My friend Roshan was unable to answer his English paper in the unit test. Why? Because he was feeling sleepy. He has studied till 3 am because he thought English could be studied in a few hours. Had he been regular in work and study, he would have done well, for he is very intelligent. But his friend actually performed bad, or rather to say underperformed in English, because he haven't studied properly, and he burned the midnight oil and studied up to 3 o'clock the previous night, and when the examination started, he slept for most of the hours because he felt very sleepy and tired. That means that he was not regular in work and study. He haven't got a fixed routine also. My last word is for my obese friends who form almost 30% of our school student body. Exercise and regular exercise is the answer to your problems. Only one thing can solve the problem of obesity, because if unhealthy lifestyle is a factor that will give rise to obesity, unhealthy lifestyle, consumption of junk food, all this will give rise to obesity. Only one thing can be done in order to defeat obesity is exercise and regular exercise. This is the only thing that can actually defeat obesity. I sincerely hope you will improve your lifestyle to be healthier and stronger. Finally, as a remedy, you are ending up your speech by saying that you are advising everyone to improve their lifestyle and to be healthier and stronger. And finally, you are writing, thank you. Now, the important thing is that I am moving on to the third one. But before I move on to the third one, some important analysis is there that I want to share with you all. These are important points also. Number one, that the speech opens with an address to the listeners. That is, you are all familiar by it right now, that it started with good morning, a respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends. See the introductory part. This already you know by this time, because we have done two examples that I repeated also. So this thing is very important. The first introductory one. Notice that the speech opens with an address to the listeners. They are addressed in order of importance. Do not forget to address the student audience. Yes, you have to address your friends also, not only the faculty members, but your friends and your juniors also. Then you have to notice the conclusion also. The speech ends with thanking the audience. This is the very important part. I already discussed about it, that you have to thank the listeners or you have to thank the audience. Notice that the language and style are more conversational than that of an article. Now, there lies the main difference between an article and a speech. In a speech, the language of composition, it is more conversational. That is should be taken into due consideration. Number 4, the structure of the content of a speech is very similar to that of an article or essay. The structure wise, it is similar, it is almost identical in terms of an article or essay. And now, how? In which way? Because in article or in an essay also, we have the three divisions. What are the three divisions? Introduction, then followed by main body, and finally conclusion. Even in case of speech also, we find exactly the same thing. Now, I am moving on to another question number 3. Now, this is very important. More or less, it is also related with side effects of junk food. So, more or less, it is similar to the one that I discussed, but let me go through it. A recent survey by the Ministry of Health shows that the growing tendency or habit, you can say, of obesity among children today is caused by addiction to junk food and lack of physical exercise, and it adversely affects their learning power. Write a speech in 120 to 150 words to be delivered in the morning assembly of the school, highlighting the importance of good health and motivating the children to eat healthy, balanced diet. So this particular question and the one that I discussed a bit earlier, more or less it is on the similar lines of not taking a balanced diet, obesity, lack of physical exercise. More or less it depends on that. It is basically related with the same theme. So let me get started. I guess by this time the concept of the question is clear to every one of you. So the heading, side effects of junk food. Now you have to start with the introductory speech, or the introductory lines rather to say. Respected principal, vice principal, teachers and dear friends, good morning. I am grateful to the principal. You can write any name. Here I have written Dr. N. Ravi, for giving me this opportunity to speak on a matter that is close to the heart of all teenagers. And what is that? Obesity, consumption of junk food, all these things that teenagers are very much familiar with. As I stand here, I can see about 8 to 10 overweight students in each class line. Surely they are embarrassed and have become the butt of jokes. To look fit and trim is vital for a good personality. Now, the important thing is that you are actually delivering the speech in a very conversational way, in a light-hearted manner, but exposing the real fact or the real truth. You are saying that in each line that you can notice, you can see many fat children or fat students. Obviously, they suffer from obesity, and that is the reason they are ridiculed by the others. And the main important thing is that to look fit and trim is very important for a good personality. Now again there is a change in paragraph. Friends, I want you to look at your daily routine and see what you are doing to get the bulky figure. Are you excessively fond of cold drinks, pizzas and hamburgers? Do you love to sit before TV and munch wafers and packaged chips of all brands? Is your favorite snack during the long break every day is a spicy, oily samosa or bread pakoda? Now, the important thing is that these are very much relevant. The more if you consume cold drinks, pizzas, hamburgers, samosa, then chips and bread pakoda, then obviously you can't be healthy. One thing you can be bulky. And that is what you are stressing on, because the topic is related to obesity. Later in the evening, again there is a change in paragraph. Later in the evening, do you just sit indoors and work on your computer, complete your homework or watch TV? That means sitting indoors, paying more time in computers without going outside and indulging in sports and activities is another factor that is related with obesity, overweight, bulky figure and all this. If the answer to these questions is yes, you know why you have this ungainly figure. In order to be slim and athletic, you need to eat right. Yes. Now, obviously, the answer to all those questions is yes, because mostly the children, they are unhealthy. Now, in order to be healthy, what exactly they should do? First important thing is that they should eat the right kind of foodstuffs. They should exercise daily in fresh air, and most importantly, they should live a disciplined life. The food that your mother prepares is what you should consume rather than junk food. Now, the food prepared by your mother is the best one. It is full of nutrition. It will give you a proper healthy diet that is far more better than the junk food that you all consume outside. So it is advisable for all the students that they should do regular exercise, they should eat the right kind of foodstuffs, and they should actually eat the food that is prepared by their mother instead of gathering around the junk food stalls and consuming veg pakoras or bread pakoras, oily samosas and all this. Then only they can gain a good health. And we all know about the proverb, a healthy mind lives in a healthy body. So health is wealth. So that particular term as a proverb, it is not mentioned in the solution. If you want, you can use that. Okay, dear students, and finally you have to write thank you. Don't forget about it. That means at the conclusion, after you complete the entire speech, you have to write thank you. So, dear students, I discussed 3 questions with you along with some important valuable tips related with speech writing. Kindly listen to this audio presentation, and if there is any doubt, any problem whatsoever, kindly let me know. I will discuss few more questions with you related with speech writing in my next audio presentation. Till then, you listen to this audio presentation and clarify your doubts if any. Thank you, students. Thank you all.